Welcome to this new video on Forza Horizon 6, where I'm bringing you a new episode of Top Gear Eckinox, featuring one of the new cars in Forza Horizon 6, the Maserati MC20. That's right, we've never had this car before, neither in Forza Horizon nor in Forza Motorsport. This is really the very first time we have it in a Forza game. It's a car that was highly anticipated, and just as a little anecdote, it's a car that was supposed to arrive in Forza Motorsport, the one that came out in 2023. It leaked, but was meant for a future update. Except that, well, in the meantime, Xbox simply decided to stop Forza Motorsport altogether. So, well, it literally never made it to Motorsport. And so, no Forza game had it before Horizon 6. I'll show you the car briefly before we test it on the Top Gear Eckinox track. If you haven't seen the first episode of my Forza Horizon 6 series, the concept is simple. I created a track in the game where we're going to test all the high-performance cars in Forza Horizon 6. All the supercars, the hypercars, or the cars that are really track-oriented. We're going to test them all to gradually make a ranking of the best cars in the game. So today, we're testing the MC20, which really looks great, honestly, with a bit of carbon fiber at the back. A bit of carbon fiber as well for the engine covers. The big carbon fiber diffuser too. And a little detail that I really like on this Forza Horizon is that you can see, a bit of a prism light effect on the headlights. In the front, there's a bit of a rainbow effect depending on the angle. Notice how the reflections on the plastic shift. That's really cool. Now, let's test the MC20 on the Top Gear Eckinox. It's currently stock. Afterwards, we'll head to the garage to see if we can customize and improve it to make it perform even better. Just a reminder, this is only the second car I've tested on the Top Gear Eckinox so far. So for now, it has every chance to end up in the top 10. We'll see in a few weeks if it managed to keep a spot in the top 10, or if it gradually drops down as we test the other cars from Forza Horizon 6. Just so you know, it's completely stock. This car is in the S1 class. I think the performance index must be 750. I think it's in the supercar category, which makes sense to me. We'll check that later. I'm torn between supercar and hypercar, but I think it's more of a supercar. And basically, it's a car with a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 engine. It produces 630 horsepower. That's a lot, and not a lot at the same time. Let's say that for a modern sports car, that's pretty much the standard. What's pretty cool about this MC20 though, is that it's relatively light. You see the first video I made on Top Gear Eckinox, we were testing the AMG Project 1, which indeed is more powerful, but it weighs 1.7 tons. Here, the Maserati MC20 weighs 1.4 tons, so even if it's less powerful than a lot of other hypercars that have much bigger engines. V8S, V10S, or V12S. In the end, thanks to its weight, it does pretty well. The 0 to 100 is listed in the game as doable in 2.9 seconds, and the top speed is around 330. I think the 330 we should be able to reach that on a slightly longer straight. Plus, we've got a 7th gear, so yeah, clearly 330. So it should be doable. On the other hand, you can clearly feel that we're in a car that's still less capable than the Project 1 in corners. For one thing, it doesn't brake as well. Then, it drifts a bit, You can feel it's a bit skittish. Fortunately, we'll be able to fix that with the tuning. It's a car that slides a little bit too, It's a rear-wheel drive car, if I'm not mistaken. So it's normal for the back to try to do its own thing a bit. But overall, it has good acceleration, that's true. And the sound is pretty nice, and it looks good too. We'll see how it goes with the upgrades. I think it has great potential, and this car isn't even expensive in the game. And it's not even hard to get because it's directly available at the dealership. You don't need to complete any specific requirements to unlock this car, and it costs 320,000 credits. So, that's not that much. So obviously, in Horizon 6, money is a little harder to get than in Horizon 5. But still, let's say, it's a fairly accessible sports car. Maybe not the cheapest in its category. There's also the GTR, which is affordable for a supercar and excellent. But 320,000, that's not bad. So, in terms of lap times, we're definitely going to be much slower than the Project 1. We ran a 256. So, in terms of upgrades, will we be able to do anything with it? Yes, we can already swap it. With, well, that's it. The V12 swap. The first car I come across in Forza Horizon that has access to the V12 swap. But this isn't the V12 that we had in the previous Forza Horizon. Well, I mean, previously in Forza Horizon. We'll see. There's probably a way here, yeah, there's probably a way to turn it into a monster. We can also make it all-wheel drive. But before all that, there's still a way to improve the base car without making really extreme upgrades. Just by keeping the base engine, the improved base transmission. It's a car that maybe has a little bit of customization. Indeed, Design House. I don't know this brand. The good news, though, is that in addition to changing the car's appearance a little, it makes the car aero-adjustable. So that's pretty cool. It's going to allow it to keep looking good and make it competitive. Pretty nice. Currently, we're at 2 or 3 side angles for improvements. 959 horsepower and 1,500 kilos. But it's actually a lot heavier in the game than in real life. In real life, Maserati says it's 1,400 kilos, but in the game, it's 1,700. Honestly, I think it looks really great. Even with the non-original rims, it still looks good. Just so you know, I changed the rims, but not for aesthetic reasons, but because in this game, the rims have a weight. And the rims we installed are actually 16 kilos lighter in total than the stock rims on the MC20. These rims are already quite sporty and fairly lightweight. It's much cooler to drive, right? This is something else. Here, we really have a lighter version that will brake better. And much more precise in corners, actually. It rolls less. And actually, that slightly understeery feel I noticed earlier at the beginning of the video is completely gone. It's incredible to drive. I have to admit, I'm really enjoying myself. Our car is powerful, but it doesn't slide when you get back on the throttle. Before, I said the rear-wheel drive slid a bit in stock form, but now it's much more stable. I think it's a car that, in the end, will do pretty well. Especially since later, we'll be able to install the V12 swap. We'll see how it goes, but I think the V12 swap is going to be very powerful. I don't know which car it comes from. Maybe someone can say in the comments. Maybe the Revolto or something, I'm not sure. I think we'll have over 1,000 horsepower. On the other hand, when it comes to top speed, that's where we're going to have a bit of trouble. Since, to actually improve the handling a bit, I set the aero kit all the way for maximum grip. So, obviously, that lowers the top speed a bit. But hey, we're still hitting 340. And here, on the other hand, it has a lot of downforce. As soon as I move the joysticks just a little, you can feel the car's ready to turn really hard. Perfect, right? Honestly, I didn't expect this MC20 to be this good. It's a car that I don't actually find that amazing. I'm still a bit upset that Maserati only has V6 cars now. A few years ago, their V8S made an incredible sound, and even back then, in the early 2000s, their supercars had a Ferrari V12 engine. But it's true that the MC20, and apparently that's really how it is a car that seems to be very efficient. Very capable. It's just, well, a bit expensive for a V6 engine. It's a car you don't see very often, because honestly, it didn't sell very well. Because, well, at that price, 250,000 to 300,000 euros, you could buy a very sporty Porsche that's going to be much more aggressive. Or you could even consider a Ferrari, though they're hard to get. But driving one is incredible. For sure, it has a really good chassis. And on top of that, I just did some pretty standard settings. I didn't try to go deeper into it. And it's super cool. 235. So now, we're going to install the famous V12 swap again. If anyone knows where it comes from, feel free to say so in the comments. We're also going to convert it to all-wheel drive, because if we start going over 1,000 horsepower, it's going to be awful. Probably keep it rear-wheel drive. And we're going to upgrade this new engine, which, well, isn't cheap. You know, the swap is pretty expensive, even though I think it's not the most expensive one in the game. So, in terms of power, how much is it going to put out? 1,450 horsepower still. One of the most powerful cars in my garage, even 1,530 with really the full setup. Sounds amazing, right? I have no idea where this V12 is from. No idea. Yeah, even from the sound. I can't tell if it's a Ferrari thing. Maybe it's a Ferrari engine after all. That would actually make sense given the connections between Ferrari and Maserati, that it's an engine that comes from Ferrari. Or rather than an engine that comes from Lamborghini. For a time, Ferrari and Maserati were essentially the same company. Wow. It's going to be a bit more complicated to drive, but I think it's going to be very fast. I think we're going to save a lot of time. We might reach nearly 400 on the highway. In my opinion, the transmission sound there, the four-wheel drive racing transmission, it sounds like a rocket. It's okay. So, Here's the answer. Are we going to hit 400 with this car? The first car, finally, with which we would break the 400 mark on this track. We'll see. Yeah, stock, it's an 8-speed gearbox, you know? Now, we've switched to a 7-speed racing gearbox, and now we're going to be pretty close. We're now much faster in a straight line than the MG1. But well, the comparison stops here because anyway, even in real life, the MG1. I'm just comparing because it's the only other car we've tested on this track. But the MG1 is a whole different world in terms of price too, compared to the MC20. I could be wrong, but I think the MG1 is still nearly $1 million. You could easily buy several MC20s. Anyway, yeah, I think overall it's still a good addition. The MC20 might not be the fastest car in the game, but I think it's a car that will be well liked by players, even just for cruising around actually. I think that's stock. It's still a fun car to drive, it looks good, and it has good performance potential. And to explore the roads of this new map, I think that's all you really need. So in my opinion, it's a car that's going to be used a lot and bought a lot, especially since it's not expensive. And we did 226 and some change. So yeah, in every way it's slower than the MG1, but again, there's not much point in comparing them. We'll see about that in a while, when there's a longer list. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this second video on Top Gear Knox on Forza Horizon 6. If you did, don't hesitate to show it by leaving a like and subscribing for the next videos. Just a reminder, Forza Horizon 6 is 30 cheaper through my instant winner link, which you'll find below this video. So don't hesitate, if you want to save a bit of money while supporting my channel, it's really a great way to do it. Reminder, I also stream live on Twitch. So don't hesitate to follow me using the link that will be in the comments and pinned. That way, as soon as I start a new live stream, you'll get the alert. And also, if you have Prime, it really helps support my channel a lot too. Alright, see you very soon for a new video. Bye.